Based on a true story told on TikTok, 7 youngsters plan a hike up Mount Gede to mark the end of their school break when one of the girls gets her period. Ignoring the warnings not to hike when menstruating, the group continued to the peak, where the menstruating girl becomes possessed by a mountain spirit who consumes her life. Based on a true story is one of my favourite terms when it comes to Indonesian horror movies because the term is used so loosely. A horror story told on TikTok is technically true because it's true that you heard that story on TikTok, right? After 3 or 4 solid years of watching Indonesian horror movies, I am convinced that it is the most haunted country on the planet. Over the last year or so, we've seen Indonesian horror movies shift from stories about urban legends like the Kuntilanak to short horror stories that originate from social media or even religious propaganda. I suppose this movie is kind of like hiking propaganda. The message behind the movie is clear. To all girls, don't go hiking when menstruating or an evil mountain spirit will possess your body and make you bleed from more places than just the one. It's kind of disgusting. Would you believe that this isn't a bad film though? I mean, surely the message is heavy-handed, the special effects are absolutely woeful, and the possession scenes are your typical Indonesian overacted possession stuff that only really Indonesia does. But this film on a whole is mostly enjoyable. This is very much a horror movie though. One of the most popular tropes in horror movies is when the characters ignore the advice of the other people around them and then just constantly make bad decisions. How many times have you watched a horror movie and you've yelled at the character to do the exact opposite of the thing that they are doing in order to survive? Well, this is that movie. Indonesian horror movie fans will recognize a few faces in this movie. Rookie actress Arla Ailani chalks up her 4th movie of the year, including the recently released and very enjoyable The Demon's Bride. While on the opposite end of the scale, we have veteran actor Teuku Rifnu Wikana, and I'm very sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, I'm pretty sure I have. This is his 7th movie of the year, but you might recognize him from films such as Impedigo or the action hit Headshot. Supporting them is pop singer Adzana Shaliha from JKT48, which is the Indonesian Jakartan equivalent of AKB48. Now, she's not quite convincing in her role as the possessed eater. I mean, she's good, but she's not quite great. It seems to be quite typical for pop actresses. But I did love the supporting characters in this movie. The girls travel with one of their brothers and a group of their friends. And his friends just clearly want a kind of bros weekend away, and they are very clearly annoyed by the fact that these 2 girls keep tagging along. They get even more annoyed about Aita's constant need to take breaks every time she gets possessed. I loved the eye rolling and all of those offhanded comments that the characters do, which are kind of reflective of the audience's mood throughout the film. Now, this is not a bad film, but it's not a great film either. So using my patent pending ghost rating, which stands for great horror or stupid trash, I give this 2 ghosts out of 5, but really it's like a 2.7 out of 5. It's actually almost a really good, not really good, but it's almost a good film for you to sit and enjoy. There's just a couple of little bits like the special effects. You see it when the lady rises out of the water. The red eye stuff, the possessions, that just keep it down a bit, and of course the hiking propaganda of looking after the mountains and not hiking when you've got your period. Very misogynistic, but hey, that just seems like the style with the film. Anyway, have you seen The Haunting on Mount Gede? What did you think of it? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it more than I did or not as much as I did? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think below. It's nice to have an Indonesian horror movie that, yes, it does have a little bit of religion, but the religion is not the biggest focus on the film. Although one might debate the whole idea about not allowing someone to go hiking when they're menstruating because of the phrase unclean, but that's a debate for a different day and a different channel. Anyway, I'm the Artie Dan. This is Shockmania. Thank you so much for tuning into this Indonesian horror movie review. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all that other jazz, and I will catch you next time. Did that really fast.